Hey y'all, Jack Myrna here, fisheries biologist at Pond King. Today I'm out doing a dissolved oxygen content survey on a lake here in Texas. I'll be going around to a few different locations and testing the dissolved oxygen content at various depths at each location using this here dissolved oxygen content meter. Dissolved oxygen content is the single most important factor to the health of your fish, especially in the summer months. It's the #1 contributor to fish kills in ponds. So I'm sure you've been swimming in the summer months and felt that really warm water on top and that cold water down by your feet, or if you go underwater about 4 or 5 feet. Well, what you're experiencing is feeling the thermocline, which is that layer where the cool, dense water on bottom and the warm, lighter water on top separate. There's basically 3 layers in a lake in the summer, and it's that cool, dense level on bottom, the warm, light level on top, and that middle stratification layer there called the thermocline. Now the thermocline inhibits a lot of the high dissolved oxygen content water on top from mixing with the very low dissolved oxygen content on the bottom. And this can seriously reduce the volume of water that your fish are able to utilize throughout the summer. For example, say on the bottom cool dense layer, the dissolved oxygen content is only around 3 or 4, which can put a lot of stress on fish. Well, they're probably not going to be utilizing that area, so they're going to be restricted to only staying here on the top level of water. I've got the dissolved oxygen probe in the water, and I've let it sit a little bit and sit on a number. So I'm going to do that for about every foot until I reach the bottom. And at that point, I'll be able to look on here and sort of see where the thermocline or the layer of stratification exists in the water column. The dissolved oxygen contents that I've been getting here are ranging from around the upper 7s to the low 4s, and that's from the depths about 1 to 9 feet. So I can see here at about 7 to 8 feet is probably where the thermocline stratification layer is, because the dissolved oxygen drops from 6.39 to 4.48 in about 1 foot. Now that I've got a good idea of what depth my thermocline layer occurs at, I went ahead and just wanted to test the very bottom of the lake. The depth is around 16 feet here, and at the very bottom of the lake, the dissolved oxygen content is only at about 0.41 milligrams per liter. That's quite a big difference from on top of the water here when it was 7.81 milligrams per liter. So you can get a good idea of how much the dissolved oxygen content level fluctuates throughout the depth of the whole pond, and really how much space the fish actually have to utilize here in the summer months. An average dissolved oxygen content of a lake in the summer is probably around 7 or 8 up on the top level here, and the low is probably around 5. Dissolved oxygen content levels around 5 can become seriously stressful to fish, and dissolved oxygen content levels around 2 or 3 can even kill fish. Now if we're talking about cold water species such as trout, dissolved oxygen contents around 6 can actually be lethal. On ponds without aeration, there's 2 main sources of oxygen entering the system. One being fueled by wind, which creates turbulence, which can add oxygen into the water. And 2 being plants and algae, which are undergoing photosynthesis, and oxygen is a byproduct of photosynthesis. Now that's why in the daytime, the dissolved oxygen content is usually a lot higher than in the nighttime. In the daytime, the sun's out and all the plants and algae are producing oxygen, and in the nighttime, the sun's gone and all the plants and algae are using oxygen. The oxygen content is usually the lowest really early in the morning, around 5 or 6 in the morning, just before the sun's about to rise. And it also is the same for very cloudy days versus really sunny days. The really sunny days are going to produce a lot more oxygen than the very cloudy days. Well, I hope you learned a thing or two today about dissolved oxygen content level, water stratification layers, and pond turnovers. Once again, I'm Jack Myrna with Pond King, and I hope y'all have a great day.